there is a divine, and there is this world, and there's some breakage between the two. So there is a world of light, good, beauty, and truth that almost by definition, human beings have access to. It means we are knowers. That's what gnosis means. So we are knowers. We know there's a truth, but down here, we're in hell. Now, how can this be hell when we're sitting here, most of us here, at least today, right, living pretty good lives? People around you have been devastated, when the hand of evil strikes out and smites somebody. And that has happened. Hasn't maybe happened to you. It has happened to some of you, right? So when I think to myself, well, this is hell. So how to explain all the people who aren't suffering? I say, well, hell has uneven topography. That's my answer. Meaning, there are high places and there are low places. And most of us here in this country typically live our lives in the high places. But at any second, an evil wind can come along, knock you off your high place, and you will be in the depths of hell. It can happen here to any person at any time, and you all know that. Now, I don't think that when the evil wind, if it were to knock me off, I don't say, oh, that's God's fault. I say, because I live in hell. Hell has uneven topography. I hope I hold the high ground. I hope that everybody I love holds the high ground. I wish everybody could hold the high ground. I just don't know that's how history works. There's high ground and low ground, and sometimes an entire nation is thrown into the low ground. And sometimes lots of people are thrown into the low ground. I can't make sense of that. I just know that it's true. So how is God one? You might say the oneness of God, meaning the purity, truth of God, is at a higher realm. We human beings can access it, but it can't exert itself into this realm. It can't. Now, why do I have to say can't? Because if I say won't, then God is no longer God. See, won't means wills not to, right? So somebody say, oh, God wills not to because God gives us free will. I'll say, I'll trade. I'll trade some free will, and I give you complete authority to police this up. Me first. Whatever sins I've done, punish me right now, punish everybody, and stop us from hurting ourselves. Yes, if God is a big father in the sky, get into my room and tell me to clean it up, right? I want you to, and punish me if I don't, but do it to everybody, right? So I wish, people say, oh, I don't believe in a big father in the sky. I say, I don't either. I wish there were. I wish there were a big father in the sky to come down and make it right. So whatever God is, when I say monotheist, I believe there's only one of those. I don't believe like there are a few. There's only one of those. And any human being who contacts that higher realm is contacting the same higher realm, whatever your religion is or non-religion is. That's what you're doing. So an extension of that is the only power that that realm has, the only power that that upper world cosmic presence has is through us. That's the only power that it has. So the only power that it has is we are knowers. So we can be the nexus between that world and this world. We can alleviate and relieve a lot of the suffering down here in hell if we wanted to, as the human race. So that's God's power. So people say, do you believe God has power? I said, yeah, and I'm looking at it. And you're looking at it. This is the only power that God has, is we sitting here, an extension. That's the only power that God has.